Hey guys, what's up? Michael here, and welcome back to another episode of Codecademy Walkthrough. But it's a new episode of a new series on Codecademy Walkthrough. Don't worry, we'll get back to the language skills. So next episode of the language skills will be JavaScript, but today we're gonna be doing goals. Now the series is called Goals. So now, yeah, this course was created by a person named Mike Kenyon. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. Welcome to HTML. Let's start this slowly. In HTML, we use tags to tell the browser how to format our content. Now, this is going to be kind of a review. Everything after the opening h1 tag becomes a first level header. We end the header with a closing h1 tag. The leading slash character is what makes this a closing tag. Yeah. We already know. And at the following, yeah. So we're gonna have to create a heading. But first, I am gonna write all the main things. So we should be typing doc type HTML. This is already stuff we learned together. HTML. Now head, body. And we have to make a heading with my name, Michael. There. What now? Maybe we can't use these. Okay. Speak in paragraphs. Wonderful, you can use many levels and headings from the mighty H1 to the subheading H2, all the way down to rolling H6. We cannot always use headings. Most of the content on the web is in a paragraph. You can create a paragraph with a P tag. Just like headings, your paragraphs need to be closed with a P tag. Let's try a paragraph element. So, I'm going to copy and paste this. Okay. Hi, I am learning how to make my very own web page. I really like cookies and ice cream. Yeah, it does taste good. And recording videos on my computer for YouTube and playing video games. Yeah. Saving some code. Start next lesson. Asking for input. That's awesome. Now all of your fans will know a little bit about you. How do you learn a little bit about your fans? Let's ask them for some input. You can ask for many different types of input, but we'll just ask them to submit their emails at this point. How do you make different types of input? Tags. You can make you add an attribute. So this is another self-closing tag we learned. So what the input does, since it's a self-closing tag, it creates these lines. And then the type, like for the type attribute, here, the attribute type has a value of email. You can think of attributes as different options for each tag. This, I don't know how to explain this. We can change this to button, and it becomes a button. Like, let's say, so the value is what goes inside it. So it's like hi, then it's a button. It's not working. Well, anyways, it should say, because the value is high. Oh. Yeah, so there. But anyways, it's not going to be a button. It should say. So no, it shouldn't say email, but it's where you type in your email. At the very bottom, at the following line. Then on another line, add an input with the type of submit. This is a really awkward looking web page. I mean, like, the web page doesn't look awkward. It's just, well, kind of without CSS, but the code looks look kind of awkward. But we'll probably change that. This is the submit button. Not again. Submit. Wait. Good. Just making sure this was recording. Placeholders. Nice work. Now that we can see the text field, let's improve its usability. Right now, the text field doesn't have a label, which could make it confusing for others. We can use the placeholder attribute to fix that. The placeholder attribute displays the instruction text in the text field. This is the gray text you see in a text field that disappears when you start typing. Let's add some placeholder text to our email input element. So let's say, yeah, it says search on Google or type URL, but once we click and start typing, it's gone. Inside your input, add the following placeholder email. So it's obviously gonna go in the input with the type of email, since the placeholder is email. There. And since the type is submit, it's gonna be a button. I don't know how the computer knows that, but mine just does, and probably yours too. So adding style. This is starting to have the structure that we need, but it still looks very boring. Let's use some CSS to go from your name, hi, I'm blah blah blah, to bum bum bum. What is CSS, you ask? Good question. So far, our HTML just gives our structure and text. All the words are here, but nothing more. CSS are cascading style sheets. Let's style our content. Okay, this is technically a review for you. Whether it is changing the font and color whether it is changing the font and color of our text, or whatever it is positioning our elements on the screen, CSS is crucial to a well-designed web page. To start, just add a style tag at the top of the page. I'm going to do it in between the heading and the comment. Style tags, we learned this. And then it's just before anything else, but I just like to do it there. Center your heading. Alright, there's this style framework. Take it out for a spin. So H1, text line center. Okay, so that's centered. This is CSS. Isn't it majestic? Let's dive. Okay, the H1 is the selector. Yeah. Everything in the curly brackets. We use the style, the elements we selected. Yeah. We changed it. Okay. You know what? I don't think we need to read that. You already know all this. So since we added that, save and submit code. Center your paragraph. Man, isn't that nice? Your heading just moved over to the center of the page, but now your paragraph is looking only over by the side there. Why don't you want to move it over to the center too? Okay, so we will also give our P, and the trick to doing this, instead of just creating a new property and stuff, you can just do this. And wait, it's like not centered, but if we do it like this, then it does become centered. Not much of a difference, just the last line that looks like it has a difference. Same to my code. Work your body. Great, now everything is centered on your page. But right now, our styling is awful repetitive, don't you think? How can we apply one style rule to both elements? One of the best tricks in web design is using a surrounding parent element. Let's add a style to a single element that surrounds our. Let's add a style to a single element that surrounds our heading and our paragraph. Fortunately, every HTML element has a body element that wraps everything that is visible on the page. Add a new line after your style element and add a body. And then add a closing body. Now here in between, I'm just going to add some indentation. Okay, then replace your H1 and P selectors with a new body selector. Remember to set the... So here, we are going to replace this with body. So everything will be centered. A good head on your shoulders. Before we move on, it is important to note that every good body has a good head attached. The head wraps around all the information that isn't directly shown on page, like style element or the title element. Instructions. Wrap a set of head tags around your style tags. Head. So I'm gonna and the head, and then I'm going to add a title, and then it's gonna be about me. Well, it's supposed to be about you, but I'm just gonna do about me. Latest thing, greatest. One last thing before we get back to style. We need to tell the browser that we are using HTML5, the latest and greatest version. Add the following before the first line. Okay, so we actually put something before the comment for once. And that's stock type HTML. And then HTML. And at the end here is HTML. You've got to be kidding me. Well, I hope we will put in HTML. I did not replace my head. You just need to add. Really? There. Oh, really? But you know what? I'm gonna go back here. Doc type. Don't just do that indentation and that HTML thing. Even though it's already too late to say now. No, we need to put this. Cut. It turns out we won't be putting the HTML tags. Change your color. Alright, now that we have that boilerplate out of the way. What's this? That's called the boilerplate. Wow, out of the way. Let's continue with some style. CSS gives us many options to change the background of our web page. In just a little bit, you will be able to use a gorgeous photo for your background. But let's keep things simple for now by simply setting the background color to black. Of course, you are not going to be able to read your page until we change the color of your text. Now set the background to black. Bulk, seriously. Yeah, now we can't see anything. Then add a new line where the color to all our text is white. and all of the elements in here, so it's white. Fonts. Now the font family will change it now. Yeah, we need to change it to Helvetica. Logo image. Adding a logo image is easy. Just use the img tag. The img tag. Yeah. Okay, we already know all this. Replace the h1 tag with. Well, I want to keep the h1, so img source. I'm just gonna choose these. Oh, okay. Vincent Van Gogh, I think. Okay, saving some code. I have to replace this. Background image. Remember how you changed the background to black? Well, in a similar manner, you can just set the background to an image. So, for the value of the property, you have to do URL parentheses, and then you have to write the image URL. So background URL. And look at that. Whoa, that is quite confusing. Background check. Now let's arrange the background so it looks a little better. Let's add a few style rules to size and position the background. Prevent the background from appearing tiled by adding this line. Background size cover. Wait, I'm gonna put it under the background property. Background size cover. So yeah, that like doesn't make it repeated. Background center the background image on the page horizontally and vertically, so we're gonna have to center. Background position. We didn't learn these properties. Center. I don't know why we need to put it twice, but I'm pretty sure we can just put it once. Wow, we did not learn these properties. Background repeat. So it doesn't repeat if it's way too small, and it just goes on forever. No repeat. And then background attachment fixed. So this is exactly like position fixed. So when we scroll down, it'll probably be fixed. Font sizes. Up to this point, we have applied every style to the body tag so that it works with every element. Let's get a little more specific by changing the paragraph's font size. So, to font size, so we need to change the P. Font size to 24 pixels. Remove default size. By setting default styles, by setting the border to 0, we can get rid of some of the default styling on our inputs. So add a new style section. Okay, so yes. Input. Input border 0. No. Okay, so yeah, that looks different. Yeah, so there's not really any outline. Padding. Padding is the amount of space between the edge of an element and the stuff inside it. Here's an example of what different padding looks like. See how the space around the text inside around the text increases on all four sides. Let's make your input boxes a little easier to read. Add a little bit of padding to your input elements using the following line. So we're going to give it a padding of 12 pixels. Yeah, much bigger. Same with the button. Same with some code. Bigger, better input. Let's decrease the font size to make it more proportional to the rest of the text and a little easier to read. So fonts to the input, so font size 18 pixels, which will make it like this. Wow, way better. Bright buttons. We're almost there. Let's draw attention to the submit button by making it nice and green. The trick is that we want to select just one of the inputs, but not both. How do we do that? Input. And then we put like square brackets and then type submit. Okay, you can select an element by one of its attributes using square brackets. For example, you could select the email input using either input type email or input placeholder your email. So it turns, yeah, so we need to make it your. Okay, that means so set we need to create another one, or else if we just put it in here, then it, yeah, this will also be green. So we need to create a new input style section. So in the square brackets, type, I'm just gonna do type submit. And color, inputs color to black, it says, background to lime green. And then look, and it's green. So the text will be black, as you can see, and then but the background will be lime green. All yours. Change it up. You finish. What do you want to do now? Want to add a new image? Try uploading images to a site like Imgur and including them there. Want to add new elements? Try adding new paragraphs or headings. Or learn more about the fundamentals of web design with Codecademy. Make this page of your own. And upload your own Imgur. Upload your own image to Imgur and include it here. Okay, so another badge. So yeah, we've just finished that, and now we should have more points. Yeah, 27 badges, and then browse all project. Oh, they don't do that anymore. Yeah, like once you finish those, you used to create a new code bit and then make it like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Please subscribe, please like. Thank you so much for watching this video, and bye bye.